Hi, das ist die zweite Folge von Barrow, beziehungsweise der Ausgrabung besagten Barrows. Leute, die Cutscenes, ihr müsst sie sehen, die Katze, ich will gar nicht so viel spoilern, aber Leute, das Spiel ist es wert und kauft's euch, kauft's euch. Wir sehen uns am Ende oder in der nächsten Folge. Viel Spaß! Alter, sieht das hier aus. Oh, da ist Licht. Na gut, da leben ja Leute, ne, aber...
I don't wish to disturb the locals. A local dwelling.
A local dwelling.
I shouldn't wander too...
Das Spiel erinnert mich an Divine Divinity von der Musik her und dem Feeling ein bisschen.
Quite an ornate construction. This was created with pride and care.
Okay, wir suchen also jetzt einen seltsamen, gruseligen alten Mann. Na gut, dann würde ich sagen, gehen wir mal in diesen Exit.
Sir?
Der ist doch, außerdem ist das sein Handschuh, ne? Dem fehlt ein Handschuh. Und der sagt, ist das vielleicht der Typ da?
A humble local dwelling. I don't wish to go...
Also ich bin mir fast sicher, dass der uns irgendwo hinlockt.
The old man has disappeared into the darkness. I'd best turn back to the inn.
Alter, das ist gruselig.
The path leads toward a long road. I should head back.
Warum? Die ist jetzt ganz alleine draußen so und in der Unsicherheit, der Dunkelheit.
Path leads...
Komm, wir gehen in das... Oh, wie schön. In das Warme. Komm, geh zurück.
Last orders.
Tja, wir wurden versetzt.
Sleep. Finding the missing men of Bewley shall have to wait for tomorrow.
Und 2 Typen sind weg gewesen.
Good evening, sir.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else to talk.
Können wir ihm vielleicht das geben?
Do you recognize this?
Ja, gut, mein
Can't
Adventure ist
say
immer
I
noch.
do. I don't wear them. They make me hands sweat too much.
Never mind.
Ja, mal gucken, ob wir ihm noch irgendwas zeigen können.
I'm not sure they would be...
Okay.
I don't wish to give...
Na gut, dann schauen wir mal nach rechts. Oh, alle sind weg, alle haben es allein gelassen.
Kenneth will be arriving tomorrow at midday. I should get some sleep. The crackling fireplace. A lovely place to warm oneself.
Ja. Ja.
Yes, I must get
Geh
some
einfach mal
sleep.
pennen,
I shall
Mädchen.
track down Mr. Shoulder tomorrow.
Miss Bateman,
Yes?
off to bed.
Ja.
Yes. I'm afraid Mr. Shoulder's let me down.
The rotter. Perhaps he will make himself known tomorrow.
I should hope so. This is turning into a waste of my time.
Don't mind the locals, miss. It's just that we don't get a lot of visitors in Bewley.
Quite.
They mean well, believe me.
Sure, Mr. Kemp.
Please, call me Stanley.
Good night, Stanley.
Sleep well, Miss Bateman.
Alter, ist das gruselig. Oh, wir sind schon am Schlafen. Oh, Kätzchen! Du bist doch bestimmt ein liebes Kätzchen. Mach die Tür bitte zu hinter dir. Die Animation. Voll gut animiert. Alter! Was war das denn? The First Day Adventus, die Ankunft in Latein, ne? Die Musik ist echt süß.
Such horrid dreams.
Das war kein Traum, du hast eine Katze in deinem Bett. Normal ist das ja was Angenehmes, aber die Katze sah halt wirklich aus wie ein Dämon, ey. Und die Kerze ist runtergebrannt. Geh dich mal wäschen.
Bolted from the inside, just as I left it last night. As I suspected, I must have dreamt of that wretched-looking cat. I must say I'm relieved.
Ich weiß ja nicht.
Right then. Let's see if
Immer
I can
dieses
track down the
right
elusive
then.
Leonard's shoulder. I'm rather anxious to get to this barrow.
Ja, du musst
I also
erst mal
wonder
warten.
what happened to Mr. Tillett.
Gucken wir mal.
That candle.
Was ist das? Metzger.
Ah, complementary matches. Useful.
Ja, sehr gut. Alles mitnehmen bei
There's
so
only one match
Adventure-Horror. Okay, dann gehen wir mal weiter. Was ist mit Mr. Tillett passiert? Ist der einfach
Good
gestorben?
morning, Miss Bateman.
Good day, Stanley.
Super, ne? Ich lieb sowas. Okay, nichts hat sich geändert, haben sich...
I must say, last night has rather put me off using these toilets.
Ja, es war halt ein bisschen eklig. Wir fragen mal, ob er eine Katze hat.
Did you sleep well, Miss Bateman?
I should be polite. Tell the truth. Ja, wir sind ehrlich.
Not really. I have the rather queer recollection of a cat entering my room last night.
A cat, you say?
Yes, an odd-looking grey one. I must have been dreaming, as I locked the door and windows before I went to sleep.
Prost.
I saw a similar cat in the lavatories while searching for Mr. Tillett.
Ah, Herbert. Oh, he's a harmless thing. He comes in now and then searching for scraps.
Indeed. Seeing him in the lavatories must have conjured up the strange dream.
The mind is capable of manifesting frightful things, Miss Bateman. I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted.
Danke.
It's a clear morning outside. Crisp.
Crisp.
I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving today?
His train will get in around midday.
Die Katze,
Kenneth
ne?
will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Die hat mich stark an Mr. Tillett
What does that
erinnert.
entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and
Vom
such. He
Gesichtsausdruck
usually
her, ne?
packs it in a large crate. Come to think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley
Und die
behind the
ganzen
inn for
Platten da
any
mit den
such
Tieren
bulky
drauf.
items.
It's safe to do such a thing. My equipment is valuable. Na, wir sind mal ein bisschen cautious, was es angeht.
Is it safe to do such a thing?
I can assure you the local folk are not thieves, Miss Bateman.
Ja, ja.
That's not what I...
Now, say nothing more of it.
Thank you, Stanley.
Wir haben
I'll let you
gesehen, dass
get on with your day.
I'll be
zwei
back with my
Männer sind
assistant when he
verschwunden.
arrives.
Also es sind 2 Leute verschwunden, seitdem wir hier ankamen, ne?
Yes?
I've something I wish to get off my chest.
Oha, jetzt
as it
kommt's,
were.
Leute.
I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass. I do know of Hobbs
Ich
Barrow.
wusste es. Die alte
You do?
Frau wusste es
I do.
bestimmt auch.
Many here do. There are stories tied to that place, you know.
Die hatten's
If I've
angelogen.
learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
Ich bin mir fast sicher, dass die alte Frau gelogen hat. Am Anfang haben wir eine alte Frau gesehen, die hat auch denied, dass Hobbs Barrow irgendwie gibt. Und diese Katze, die sah halt tatsächlich extrem wie wie heißt der Tillett aus. Die war im Klo. Warum sollte sie im Klo sein? Und der weiß von Hobbs Barrow und das ist alles so, oh, ich liebe so Verschwörungszeug. Und wir sind ja nur eine ganz normale Archäologin, die was ausgraben will, die irgendwelche Pötte ausgraben will. Und wir werden da jetzt voll in so eine Verschwörung reingezogen. Mega. Wir fragen mal nach Hobbs Barrow.
Why lie to me about Hobbs Barrow?
I know, lass, I know. I feel
sorry.
dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more.
Warum?
If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say, Mr. Kemp, this is all
Ja.
quite puzzling.
Gruselig.
I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
Der hat uns versetzt. Wir
Why
fragen ihn
must I be
mal.
wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
For what?
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
Und wo lebt der
Where
Typ?
does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, he's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Where is Hobbs Barrow?
I don't know.
Aha.
I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
So, wir gehen jetzt mal gucken. Wir gehen mal raus. Oh, wer ist
It
das denn?
seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it. I've a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder.
Bestimmt der weißhaarige Typ. Map unlocked. Alter, das Bild. Okay, wir schauen uns jetzt erstmal um. Wer ist das?
He looks like a rather shady character.
Reden wir erstmal mit dem Shady Character.
Hello.
Hallo, wir sind lieb und nett. Okay, ich bin die und die, ne?
My name is Thomasina, and you
Thomasina.
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
Alter.
are... What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves.
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite. What can you tell me about
Ich liebe so
Bewley?
Spiele
Not
einfach.
much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
Ja, echt so.
What can you tell me about Hobbs Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Tara!
There's nothing else.
Okay, also wie wir sehen wir, dass die Leute hier nicht so... Wir gehen mal in die Alley, ob sich was... Wir gucken jetzt erstmal alles, ne? Hat sich nichts geändert hier drin. Gehen wir mal da so lang.
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Da unten links ist sie ganz pixelig. Oh, süß, andere Menschen.
The little whelp looks determined to slaughter the very air itself. The young woman looks extremely bored by it all.
Sollen wir fremde Kinder ansprechen? Oh.
The door has been boarded up. The building looks like a ruin. The building is in a dilapidated state.
Okay, was ist das hier?
Quite a fine building indeed.
Wir sprechen erstmal mit dem Kind.
Hello,
Yes?
Ich bin die und
my
die.
name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas. That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
Die Stimme. Lampenwurm.
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lambton thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas.
Alter.
Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
Dankeschön.
I'll keep training.
Danke.
You
Wir
will
sehen
all
uns
find me
gleich.
when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
Wir haben ja so Slittergeräusche gehört, ne? Fragen wir mal nach Hobbs Barrow.
Have you heard of Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas.
Do you like living in Bewley?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
Also ich muss echt sagen, die Voice-Action für das Kind ist halt nicht so geil.
Steam pop up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewley.
Langweilig.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewley from the lantern worm.
Also dieser Worm, ey.
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Das war ja sehr gut.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
Wir fragen sie mal.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty.
Die ist ja wirklich sehr enthusiastisch bei
What are
uns.
you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. And to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless.
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
Oh, die sind alle ziemlich...
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Ah, die
Do you
sind doch
know
alle
a
am
man
Lügen,
named
ey.
Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alter,
Bye, miss.
There's nothing else I wish.
das ist ja übel. Wir haben zwei verschwundene Leute. Wir haben das Gerücht über verfluchte Grabesstätten und wir haben Leute, die hier leben, die uns Sachen verschweigen, ganz einfach, weil sie vor irgendwas Angst haben. Wir haben einen mysteriösen Mann, der anscheinend vielleicht einen anderen umgebracht hat und wir haben
It has seen better days.
eine Katze, eine graue Katze, die aussieht wie ein Mensch und uns nachts stalkt. Also das Spiel ist echt interessant. Oh, da ist der
The
Blacksmith.
path leads back. The blacksmith is toiling away.
Na, der sieht ja auch sehr enthusiastisch aus.
Good day.
Good day, Sir.
Yes.
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Ach, das ist der Blacksmith.
Aye.
Der
George
Schmied.
Crozier, at your service.
So, ich bin die Thomasina, oder wie sie heißt. Thomasina?
My name is Thomasina.
Thomasina ist der Name.
Can I help you?
Well,
Are you a Bewley native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye. Born
finde
and
ich
bred.
super.
That's where my father's forge before mine.
How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr.
Das werden wir
Crozier.
uns merken müssen. Wir müssen uns so viel merken mittlerweile. Okay, was ist mit Bewley?
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
Ei. Wir fragen jetzt mal über diese Marktdays.
When do market days run in Bewley?
Once or twice a month.
Ach,
The
das sind
next one is
so,
tomorrow.
sind wahrscheinlich
How
solche
delightful.
Unless
Stände
your
dann.
vice is cabbages, there'll be nought to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Wir reden hier von Kohl.
Do you know of a local landmark named Hobbs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on
Die,
the
wie sie
moors,
alle
lass.
diese Frage
Too many to put a
umgehen.
name to. Not a soul in Bewley pays them any mind.
Wie die alle diese Frage evaden.
Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old
Oh,
Leonard.
der kennt ihn wenigstens.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewley.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know
Toll.
where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors.
War ja klar.
Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Thanks for your time.
Zumindest hat
Speak
der
to you
uns
later.
geholfen. Ist das die alte Frau von eben? Wir gucken uns mal um, ne? Cakes! Leute, gibt's Kuchen.
A fine assortment of baked goods. A lovely treat for those who enjoy such things.
Ja, ich zum Beispiel.
The woman has a kind face.
Achso, das war doch nicht die. Memorial Plagues.
In memory of William Ager. In memory of Peter Black.
Okay, Peter Black, William Ager.
In memory of Mabel Hurst.
Sind das alle, die jemals da
In memory
gestorben
of
sind?
Benjamin Garkham.
Oder sind das vielleicht
In memory
Supporter vom
of
Spiel?
Millicent Smith.
Wir werden
In
alles
memory
nachgucken.
of George Paxton. In memory of Barnaby Tillett.
Tillet.
In memory of Percival Roach. In
Percival?
memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet.
Aha.
In memory of Henry Crozier.
Also, da sehen wir ja
This way
schon,
leads to the graveyard.
das Spiel ist, das waren, glaube ich, ein paar References.
The doors look weathered, but have stood the test of time.
Wir reden mal mit dem Öhmchen, ne?
Hello.
Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
Pet? Hat die uns gerade Haustier genannt?
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings.
Oh, lecker
The
Pudding.
sweetest marriage of almond and jam.
Oh, lecker.
I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
Stimmt, wir haben ja kein Geld mehr.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry. I can't give them away for free.
Was
The
denn?
money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
Oh, die sind alle religiös.
I understand.
Ich bin
My
die
name is
Thomasina.
Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. de Plancy.
Pleasure to meet you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Likewise, pet.
Ich finde es immer noch gruselig, dass die uns einfach Haustier nennen.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. de Plancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods, and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
Oh, Öhmchen.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building? It's been standing here since the 12th century. The
Oh,
box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship.
dann beten wir
Thank you,
gleich
Mrs. de
mal.
Plancy. Your cakes look delicious.
Alter, Leute, ich will auch
I can
Kuchen.
assure you they are.
Ja, ich habe
You'll
vorhin
not
schon Rahmen
find
gegessen.
better in the entire county.
Oh, ich habe echt Hunger.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Hobbs, what?
Hobbs Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Alter,
Yes, I know
wie sie
Leonard.
sich umgeguckt
What
hat.
business do you have with him?
It's a long story,
Habt
but
ihr es
I'm
grad
trying
gesehen?
to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might be able to help you.
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is
einfach
a lovely
Kakerlake.
man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's
Gruselig.
been the vicar of St. Edmund's for many years.
Where can I find Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
Where can I...
Ah.
Thank you, Miss...
End
Thank you,
Conversation.
Lord.
Okay, also wir können jetzt... Okay, das ist...
This leads to the church tower, I presume.
Ja, wir können in die Kirche... Oh, ist das hell. Was ist da
Goodness
los?
me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans.
Alter, ist das hell, was?
The pews are contained within compartments that can be locked. I've seen a similar design in other Norman churches around England, but this is a particularly impressive example.
Was ist das hell?
Locked.
Da,
Locked as well. I think they all might be. Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner.
bestimmt die alte Frau, ne?
A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years. Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. It's not my specialist area. I've no time for such things.
Ach, das war's. Ich kann gar nichts... Oh, Ceiling. Oh, wartet mal.
Extraordinary craftsmanship. I can admire the craftsmanship. Excuse me? I found this necklace inside the church. Is it yours?
No, pet. Perhaps someone left it behind.
Alter, die
yesterday.
nennen es immer noch
You keep
Haustier.
hold of it for now. I'll ask around at the next service.
Are you sure?
I trust you.
Oh, dieser war süß. Gut, die Matchbox.
I don't wish to get...
Okay, dann den Handschuh. Vielleicht kennt sie das ja.
Do you recognize this glove?
No, pet.
Never mind.
Was wir noch machen können, wir können ihm die ganzen Sachen zeigen.
Is this yours?
Aha.
Not mine.
Never mind.
Okay, keiner kennt das Zeug, was ich hier gefunden habe. Also bis jetzt, ne? Wir rennen nur rum, finden Sachen und Leute verschwinden und es ist alles ganz gruselig.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'd never be allowed such a pretty thing.
Alter. Und was mit ihm?
Do you recognize this?
No, miss.
Nope. Ob die damals schon Nope gesagt haben?
Do you recognize this?
I don't have any gloves.
Aber cool, dass das alles so schön
Do you recognize this glove?
vertont ist.
Sorry, I don't.
Die hat doch auch schon wieder so komisch gemacht jetzt, oder? Wir gehen jetzt nochmal zu dem Typ da hinten und der ist noch da und zeigen ihm ein paar Dinge.
Is this yours?
What do you think?
Wir gehen noch mal rein, gucken mal. Der Typ fehlt. Okay, der Barkeeper fehlt komplett. Das macht mir jetzt ein bisschen Angst. Weil der ist zwar der Liebste bisher zu uns, aber ich traue dem auch zu, dass er ein Teufel ist. Bei solchen Horror-Point-and-Clicks kannst du halt nie sagen. Da kann jeder alles sein und ich finde das immer toll.
John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence.
Oh, da gibt es wahrscheinlich wieder die Krähe.
Forever in light, Anne Kemp.
Oh,
Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife and sister.
okay. Was mit
Joseph
Arthur?
Davis. Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven.
Okay.
Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby. This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave. This appears to be
Wir können es nicht aufgraben.
William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart. Modest. The path leads across the moors. The path leads to a small hill.
Okay. Da gehen wir jetzt noch nicht hin. Wir gehen jetzt ja erst in die andere Richtung. Ich traue nämlich dem Spiel alles zu. Wir gehen mal da lang. Wow. Also das muss man schon sagen, sieht alles sehr schön aus.
The path disappears into dense woods. The path leads on.
Ich höre was pfeifen. Links von meinem Ohr. Oh Gott. Was ist jetzt los? Geh weg! Von ihm!
Very sorry. Oh, the shame. This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Was?
Excuse me?
Cut me. I beg you.
Mit was?
The vicar's spectacles.
Alter, was?
Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp.
Das wollen wir.
I don't wish to look. I'm not going near it. The vicar looks dreadfully ill.
Der hat bestimmt Bluthochdruck.
Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
Okay. Was?
Ow, the broken...
Okay, hier ist Handkerchief.
This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I
Ja,
hope
komm
you'll
schon, mach
understand.
schon. Der Arme.
This should work. Are you sure you want me to do
Oh mein
this?
Gott, Leute.
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
Lecker. Ja. Hat er so viel Bluthochdruck gekriegt, weil er sie gesehen
Thank the
hat?
Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
Ja,
I'm
gruselig.
glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach. Vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Voll Displeasure. Was war's? Ih.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry. That's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see.
Ja, bestimmt.
They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Das ist doch wieder auch, der hat doch wieder gelogen. In dieser Stadt geht irgendwas vor sich, ey.
Are you from Bewley originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmunds. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged.
Okay.
And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
Yeah.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
Okay, wir fragen erstmal nach dieser... Oh, wow.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank
Genau
you for
meins,
saying
das
so.
Spiel.
It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I
No.
must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of his spirit.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the
Der
new
Wald ist
station
so
has
schön,
received
oder?
a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work. You
Ja, wie im Wald rumlaufen und Leute ankotzen.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
see. I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
Der lügt doch auch schon wieder.
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewley.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewley on his behalf.
Thank you, Father.
Oh Gott.
Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
Es ist alles ziemlich gruselig und suspicious.